Okay, we're live, Avi. Hi, everybody.
Hi, everyone. Happy Monday. I
Monday,
love it.
Monday.
Yep, we weren't here last week, so it feels like it's been quite a long time. It's really nice to be here.
That's right. It was Easter Monday, which is a big deal in Europe. And I was with my family, so we didn't have a call.
Sweet, I'm happy you got to be with your family.
But we wanted to talk today about the misunderstanding about the communication about the Dalai Lama, right? Abby, because I've been with the Dalai Lama 4 times, I think, including 2 weeks in Tibet, in small Tibet and in Ladakh country. And the man is just really a very high level of consciousness, kind. My experience of him was totally clear, right? So I don't know if people know, but there was this gossip and a communication that he asked in a public meeting in February. I think it was in February, right?
Yep.
A little boy to suck his tongue. So I just want to make sure that people are not left, because gossip like that and misinformation like that can really destroy the whole connection to the Dalai Lama and what he represents as far as enlightenment and peace and kindness and compassion is concerned, right?
Yep.
So I did some research.
I did, yeah.
Why don't you tell us what you found? And everybody, we're not pretending to have the truth, but we're just wanting to share the context we are creating.
Yeah, there's another side. And I will start by saying I was very shocked when I saw the video. I was so upset. Like, I wasn't like, oh no, that never happened. My initial reaction was feeling upset by what I saw, which I would imagine a lot of people felt. That's why I dove in to learn more. So first of all, just logically speaking, the Dalai Lama, His Holiness, has been in front of cameras his entire life. It was a worldwide live broadcast. And the young man, his mother was on stage with the Dalai Lama. So this was a planned live event. The Dalai Lama is 87 years old. He's an old man who's lived a lifetime of training and according to the Tibetan people, is in the state of nirvana. So he is in the state of enlightenment. And then there are some cultural aspects that it's tough for us.
So, hang on, let me point out. So in
go ahead.
World televised, right? The mother on stage, the little boy, it is not a sexual abuse.
Right.
It is not, right?
Yeah.
It is not. Okay, that's the first thing.
Yeah, that's the first thing. Yep. And when you watch the video, you can see a discomfort in the boy, and it's a similar discomfort that I would imagine, like I've felt that with my grandparents, like when older people are like, oh, we're hugging a long time, and little kids are like, oh, I'm kind of done with this hug. It feels to me like that kind of discomfort and not the nefarious kind of discomfort.
Or he might have been shocked as well. I don't know, Abby. That we don't know, right?
That's true. That is true. That is very true. So I think what's most important is the cultural context. I am a trained anthropologist. I love culture. I think it's very important to understand that different people have a completely different context of reality than we might in the US or even our small districts or towns. So there is a phrase in Tibetan, and I did pull it up. It's called che le sa, which I'm probably not pronouncing properly, which means eat my tongue. And this phrasing is culturally, people kiss on the lips in Tibet, and they'll even maybe give a small piece of candy or food tongue to tongue. It's a normal cultural practice, especially in with someone you're intimate with, someone you're close with, your grandparents, your parents. So how I heard a Tibetan person describe it is someone might say, okay, now eat my tongue. It's a cultural phrasing. Which is like, I've given you everything. Now, like, all that's left is now eat my tongue. You know, it's like it's sort of this phrasing of like, that's all that there's left to give. So what some Tibetan folks are saying is that the Dalai Lama is a self-trained English speaker. He was not taught English. He learned himself. And so suck my tongue, which is very uncomfortable phrasing for us, might have just been a misinterpretation of the language in that moment. But it is that action of being close, lips touching and tongues touching is a close, intimate cultural way of being. And finally, politically, again, I'm getting all this information from research, and I watched some videos of Tibetan folks speaking about this. His Holiness just chose a leader from Mongolia, a successor for the spiritual leader of Mongolia. And that is very threatening for the Chinese government, supposedly. And so the news outlets might be utilizing this as a way to knock His Holiness down a few pegs, seem like a weak leader, seem like someone untrustworthy. Because this video happened in February and these news articles aren't coming out until mid-April, it kind of makes us question, why would that be? So those are just a few things to consider. Do your own research. Everything is stories. We don't know the truth, but I think it's important to look at both sides. It's really easy to just believe those scary headlines. So that's what I was able to find. I'm happy to post YouTube below.
Yeah, and Abby, thank you so much for your research. I personally very much appreciate it. I am trained not to give in to what I call gossip, right? So gossip is when you speak in a disparaging manner of somebody else who is not present, right? And that must be, everyone, one of the most damaging, really damaging way of being inside of survival. Family gossip about other family members, about other people at work, creates such an unsafe space. And the terrible thing is that when you talk about somebody in a disparaging manner that is not there, the person you spoke and gossiped to will then meet the person, have a filter that you know, adopting your gossip will never give a chance to the other person. Not possible. And you might even have been at the effect of that kind of listening, gossip, already decided views and opinions. I know that in my family, my nickname is Sophie La Folle, right? The crazy one. To this day, I was 12 when they gave it to me. To this day, when I say something, they tease me. Oh, she's crazy. But that is anything that I say that is not familiar or that my family doesn't agree with, they will revert to put it inside of, oh, she's, you know, out there, she's a crazy one. So, and it is obviously painful, you feel invalidated, you don't know what to do to impact that listening, right? So gossip is truly, if there is one thing you want to get out of your life, it really is speaking about other people. And I wish I could find that quote. But there was this quote, Abby, about when people don't know what to talk about, they talk about other people.
Oh, wow.
When people have nothing to say,
Cool.
and they are not willing to do any intellectual effort, they talk about other people. Right? Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
And I can share just from the other side, you know, because we all go through different stages of our lives. When I was really struggling with my marriage early on, I had one friend that I called a lot and I said, oh, I'm struggling with this and I'm struggling with that. And my girlfriend at the time is doing this, doing that. And I impacted that friend's listening of my wife to this day. You know, I created that and I can see it now. At the time, I couldn't see it, but those things can have a very long impact. When you create a listening of someone that is unkind, it can really create a long-term filter, even if you've gotten past it. you might shift how you see something or how you interact with something, but that other person wasn't with you for that process. So I only say that because I have myself experienced that, and it's hurtful to a lot of people. It's still hurtful to my partner when that comes up, you know, like, and I created that. So I think it's something important to be aware of.
Yeah.
Aware of our impact on others.
Yeah. And, you know, to complete the call, Abby, Socrates, right, one of my big hero, had the questions to ask yourself before you speak, right? So the first question is, have you made absolutely sure that what you were about to say is true? Right? If you just heard about it or somebody told you whatever, that the answer is no.
Yeah.
The second question to ask yourself is this information that I'm about to say useful or necessary? And then the last one
is my favorite one.
Yeah, is what you want to say something good and kind?
I love that. I've heard them called the three gates. The three gates. Can what you're about to say pass through the three gates?
Yeah. I like the one. Is it necessary? Would that make a difference?
Yep, I like that too.
Most of the time you say, no.
Yeah, it's lovely. Is it true? Is it necessary? Is it kind? It's very simple.
Very simple. Very simple. Very simple. So we would never know what happened with the Dalai Lama. We can only create a context for ourselves. But from my personal experience of him, if there is a man that I trust, it's him. So
yeah. And I'll post some of that below for people to do their own, you know, again, we don't come here to tell you that we think we know the truth, but I would encourage people to just take a look, and I'll post a few things below, a YouTube video a friend sent and a couple of cultural things.
Okay, great. Do you want to see if there is any questions, Abby?
Absolutely. Let's see here. Sorry, everyone, I'm just pulling up my. Oh, good. Okay, yeah, we have lots of folks here with us. Cheryl, I'm just gonna, Sophie, you want me to just read the comments? There's quite a few. Thanks everybody for being here. So Cheryl says the Tibetan history of the Black tongue, very old traditions. It isn't Western culture, does not know the history and old traditions. Plus COVID has made things less understood. Kissing the black tongue of the king was originally the tradition of respect. Truly gossip of an honorable and sweet man. Please be understanding and non-judgmental of old ancient cultural traditions. People can make comments, sorry, folks, that may be even, yeah, that might not be appropriate or acceptable today. Dima's here. She says she totally agrees. Vicious gossip kills. Oh, Cheryl, what a great, yes. Oh, yes. She gives two great, she gives two great points about language. So the first is reading about Dr. Emoto's Emotions in Water. Have you seen that before, Sophie? Dr. Emoto would speak kind and unkind things into water particles and then take photos once it's frozen, and you can see either the beautiful crystals or the shards of crystal from the negative. So that's a great piece for language. And then the other one is PPAL. Yeah, that's Daniela's. Pause, presence, ask, and listen. That's Daniela's way of presencing kindness before we speak. That's really sweet.
Daniela is one of the founder of Yoga Farm, everybody.
Yes, the founder of Yoga Farm. That's right. Bakaki, I hope I'm pronouncing your name properly. I am so happy to be part of this great family. We're very happy to have you here too. Kim is here. Thank you, Kim. Kim says, I've noticed how much like a drug gossip can be. It's addicting and it makes you feel very bad. That's so true.
Yes.
That is so true.
Yes, that's very true. I had people that said, okay, I feel really bad. I'm going to go and have lunch with my girlfriend so I can gossip about what I feel bad about. And they walked out feeling worse.
Mm-hmm.
So gossiping will have a huge impact on you.
Absolutely. Yeah, Dima actually has a really great question. Dima's asking, how do you dissolve a circuit of gossip?
Oh, okay. I love that question.
It's a great question.
All right, I've done it many times. Nobody gossips around me. All right, but there are some people that are not around me anymore.
That's a chance you have to take, right?
Yeah, but not many though, not many, right?
Yeah.
But when somebody gossip, I said, listen, I have a principle in my life that I never talk about people in a disparaging manner, about people that are not here. But I really get that you're upset. So would you let me arrange a meeting with you and the person you're upset with, and I can support you so that you can resolve it? Or I will have to ask you not to talk about that person to me. But if you want to take action, I will be right there to support you. Now that has 95% of the time people saying, no, it's okay. I don't care too much, right? So they not many people took me up on my offer. But you need to say it. You need
That's
to
really
speak.
powerful.
Yeah.
That reminds me of something else that Daniela says about the PayPal thing. She says, would you say she asks people, would you say what you're saying if that person was in the room with you? If they were here now, would you still say
Very
that?
good. Very good.
It's a good question.
That's a very good question. Yeah, but you need to take a stand for yourself and not. And then some people try to lash out at me, right? Well, what are we going to talk about? I said, oh, that is not a problem. I promise you. If our life was about gossiping about other people, that would be a very low level of consciousness, don't you think?
Yeah.
And the other person will say, oh, yes. I say, okay, well, let's talk about something more, interesting.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you can be a little bit insulting in a very nice way, but wake them up and stand for yourself. So people know they can't gossip around me anymore. And it really is great. It really is great. And then
Sophie,
one sign, right? The biggest danger is when somebody says, I really don't like gossip, but. Okay, so those you really have to deal with.
I'm not gossiping, but
I'm not a gossiper, but.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, Cheryl, I agree. Cheryl says there's so much philosophy and beautiful things to speak about instead. But Sophie, I have a question for you also. If someone is going through something with someone else, can you sort of gently direct someone to talking about what their experience is as opposed to talking about the other person?
Yeah, well, I always tell them, okay, how long do you need to vomit first, right? So I say 3 minutes, 5 minutes, and I literally time the people, my students, or that I time. I said, okay, you have 5 minutes. I'm not saying a word, just go for it. You can swear, you can be mean, that 5 minutes, but after 5 minutes, when I say time, this is it, and then we do the work to be responsible.
I love that.
The originator, right? But sometimes, I do it with you, Abby. I said, okay, Abby, I just need to vomit for 2 minutes, right?
Yeah, you do. And you do always give it a time frame.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Oh,
Yep.
yes. Oh, yes.
Yep. That's actually very powerful. You give yourself the space to feel what you feel and get it all out, and then moving on.
And I go full out, right? When I'm really mad, for example, I get so mad that it makes me laugh. Right? Because I hear myself not, it's not the same if you're thinking or if you suddenly are literally putting it into words aloud to somebody, and it's so absurd, right?
Yep.
I'll tell the story. I one day it was 8 a.m. in the morning, and somebody had annoyed me so much. I was mad. They were across the country. I was in New York. They were in California. I called my best friend, right? And I said, okay, I need to vomit. So I said, okay, I hate him. Blah, 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 blah. I'm so mad. It's 8 a.m. in the morning. I want to open a bottle of wine and eat chocolate. And my friend never missed a beat. She said, yes, get a beat and drunk. That will teach him. And I lost it. You know, that's a very good friend. She matched my match. She said, yeah, let's trash it.
Exactly. That's another great method. Just go full match them.
When you vomit, you have to go for it, right? Don't be nice. Don't just go for it and make sure that the person you vomit with can match your intensity.
Yes.
All right. So I honor the Dalai Lama, his work, his stand, and everything he taught me and all of us.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. And thank you all for being here and being a part of the conversation. This is what we love. Join us every week. We do this. So thanks for joining us.
Much love, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Much love. Don't hesitate to ask questions or leave comments.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. Much love. Bye.
Bye.